All right, hey guys, this is Baptiste. So I wanted to shoot this video to make a quick tour of the product and also answering right away basic questions that you could ask yourself. So there you go, we're in the template page. So you can preview templates here with this button, and you can get inspired, even use the template right away, but I suggest that you directly start from scratch so that you can, learn the specifics of Typebot, and so that you can master the tool properly. So the main idea of Typebot is that you have a chatbot separated per blocks. So you can add a block that represents, a question. So you have many question types. You have short text to ask, for example, for a first name, a company, or anything else. You could ask for a long text. You could set predefined choices, single choice. You can ask for a rating. You could redirect the user to a specific external link with buttons. You can also ask for a phone number, email, and these inputs will check the format validity. You could ask for a website also, payment with Stripe, and only bubbles if you need to have a block with just bubbles of yourself. So we could start with a simple short text question, and there you go. So we could ask, for example, what's your name? And the idea is that you can make it more human by adding bubbles, multiple bubbles before the question itself. So you have several types of bubble. You have the text type, you have the image type. You could also add a GIF, a video, or an iframe. I will come back to this later. But you can basically say also welcome, and you could also insert emoji. So you have an emoji picker here. And we could basically, wave. We could also add a GIF, so we have a native Giphy integration. I don't know, welcome. You could search for welcome. Right, so the idea is that maybe later in the chatbot, we want to reuse this answer. We want to save the name of the person so that we can reuse this variable elsewhere. So I can see here, click to save and reuse the answer. So that's exactly what I want. And I can save the answer into a variable name. So the idea here is that it will correspond to a first name, or I could say just a name, right? And now if we add another block just afterwards, I could use now with my user response bubble, as you can see, we have the name variable, and we could say, hey name, so it will say, hey, the answer of the first question. We could ask, how are you? Right, so this is just two basic blocks, and you can anytime preview your chatbot by clicking on this button. What's your name? So my name is Baptiste. And hey, Baptiste, how are you? Fine. And this is the end of the Typebot. All right, so this is the Typebot branding that I can actually remove here in the settings tab. The main paradigm of Typebot is that you can click on anything you wish to edit. Remember this is very, very easy. So if I want to edit, for example, this placeholder, I could click on it and put your name, for example. If I want to also edit the text in the buttons, I could also click OK. And, as you can see, it works well. Your name, OK. Also in the preview, you can switch to mobile view so that you can see how your chatbot looks like in mobile. OK, now, let's say we have multiple choices. So I could change the type of this section and put multiple choice, or let's say single choice, all right? So this could be a kind of a menu where I have the first option, the second option, and the third option, right? I could think about 3 different paths. So 3 different blocks after this specific question. So I don't know, any question that would represent the when the user select the option 1, so option 1 question, then another block for the option 2 question, and last block for an option 3 question, right? So the idea now is that I need to add some logic on the second question so that it will redirect to the correct question. So this can be done in the conditions tab here. All right, so on my second question, we'll add a condition. So let's add one that will say if the answer to the second question, you could ask and you could put anything here, is equal to, I could choose the option 1, then I need to go to the third question, right? Option 1 question. Else, if the answer of the question is equal to the option 2, I need to go to the fourth question, right? And so on. So option 3 question. And the idea now, imagine that you have a common question at the end. So let's say maybe a redirection. Thank you for answering. And you could redirect to a specific link. It doesn't matter here. So you need to also add a logic to the third question that says, okay, go to the end. Go to the sixth question. So thank you for answering. Because if you don't put this condition, it will go to the fourth question and the fifth question. I understand that it can be hard to understand how the logic actually work when you have so many conditions, but I'm also working on developing a view that helps understanding how the logic are implemented, so that you can see, your questions in blocks and what are the redirections, so that you have a better understanding of it. So this is the basics about condition to make the Typebot kind of smart. So we can try this. I just need to preview my Typebot. All right, test. So let's say option 2, and great. He asked for the option 2 question. So this is the phone number question. All right, it works well. That's amazing. Now, also, you could choose to customize your Typebot. So you can customize, I don't know, the font, and you can see the changes right away. The chatbot colors, you can modify, you can edit any colors here, and it will update in real time. So that's kind of cool. And again, if you need to edit anything, you just have to click on it. So let's say I want to add a guest avatar. To customize this avatar, I can click on it and then I can upload my image. So you can upload your image by URL or just dropping an image here. Also, you can reorganize anything by drag and dropping bubbles, drag and dropping also entire blocks. You have also something really cool in Typebot that is called preset variables. So this is basically parameters that you put in the Typebot URL. So it's information about your user you're knowing in advance. So let's say that I know in advance the name of the user I will send the Typebot to. So I could add a new variable with the label name. I could also add a default value. But now I can skip this question. I can actually remove it, and I know that I have this variable as well. So I'll have now the name, right? Maybe I also know his email. So this could be also a hidden attribute, and maybe also, why not? I know my guest avatar URL. So we could use a classic avatar from this site. I can copy the image link. And well, in fact, I will use this link when I test this Typebot. And now I can use this guest avatar, I could say also URL, I can use it for my guest avatar photo. I can use it as a variable. Okay, send, and you can see here that it will be dynamically generated with the predefined variable. So now when I preview it, I can actually add my variables. So Baptiste. Hey Baptiste, how are you? Option 1, as you can see, it is dynamically displayed. Now I'm ready to, when I finished my Typebot, I'm ready to connect my Typebot to my different tools. So maybe I want to connect it to a Google Sheet. So it's quite easy. You just have to click on connect my account. Then you put a spreadsheet URL and it will populate your spreadsheet automatically. You could also receive notifications on different emails. You can use any service. We have Integromat, Public Connect integrations, and then you can use Zapier to connect to any application basically. And you could also add analytics. So you could add a Facebook Pixel and a Google Tag Manager. Then when I'm ready, I can share this Typebot. So I can first of all publish it. And then I can actually edit my publish ID. So maybe I want it to be called my Typebot test. Now I can copy this URL and basically share the Typebot with anyone. So remember we have some predefined variables. So this will be variables that are directly in the URL. So my name is Baptiste, and when I launch the Typebot, Baptiste will show up here. If I also put John, it will be John, right? And this is how you chain the preset variables. So I can use this tool to directly add my preset variables. So I can reuse this image, put it down here. His name is John. And I can also have his email. Then I can copy the URL. And as you can see, all right, hey John, how are you? Option 1. And we have this guest avatar that is in the URL. Then you can also add your domain to have a more branded URL. And you can also embed your Typebot in existing websites, existing apps. You just have to follow the instructions. So for WordPress, for example, we have a native plugin, and if you need custom integration, you could use HTML and JavaScript. You have the standard way of embedding your chatbot, which will embed it in a box into your website. Then you have the pop-up, where you can add also a delay before displaying the pop-up. And you could also embed your Typebot in a chat bubble at the bottom right corner. You can, customize the color and also add a custom callout message. As you can see in real time in the results tab, I can see the results I collected. So you have the predefined variables that are listed here. You could also export the results in a CSV file. Here is the CSV export. I forgot to mention that you could also invite your colleagues to collaborate on the same Typebot. So you just have to send them an invitation. You put their email here, and they will be able to log in, and they will see your Typebot, and they will be able also to edit the Typebot, consult the result. Don't forget that I'm pushing new features frequently, and maybe this video will be outdated in sometimes. Don't forget also to suggest your ID in the public roadmap. In order to suggest new features, you just have to comment this card, and then if I'm interested into your ID, I will put it in this column here, and then anyone can vote it. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.